Hello dear students, welcome to the next session of the Principles of Indian Testing in the Variation. Today we are going to discuss regarding some other examples of exceptions to the Mendelian principles, and today's topic for the discussion is the multiple allelism. So as we already know that Mendel proposed that each gene will have two discrete units called as factors. So when they are present in slightly different form of each other, those are called as alleles. Means each gene which is controlling a particular character will have two slightly different forms of it called as alleles. Means one gene will have two alleles for it. But there are some instances or examples are present where one gene is controlled by more than two alleles, or one gene controlling a particular character will have three different forms of alleles or three different forms of same gene. Such condition is called as multiple allelism. So what is the definition of multiple allelism? Means presence of more than two alleles for one gene is called as multiple allelism. So the name itself says here multiple means presence of more than two alleles. Allelism means presence of more than two alleles for a particular gene is called as multiple allelism. So what is the example to understand the multiple allelism? How can we study that one? Means best example to understand the multiple allelism is ABO blood group system in the human beings, which is based on the type of antigen present in the RBC. So the different type of RBCs that determine the ABO blood grouping in human beings is a very good example of multiple allelism. Remember, see, in blood grouping in human beings is mainly based on or it is determined by a particular gene, and that gene is called as gene I. Gene I. So here the I stands for isoagglutinogen. Isoagglutinogen. Remember it. Then so when the gene I is coding for a blood grouping in human beings, how come the RBCs are responsible for determining the blood group then? Let's understand that now. See, the plasma membrane of the RBCs. See, this is what the RBC. Then the plasma membrane of the RBC will have the sugar polymer, and that sugar polymer will protrude out. That sugar polymer will protrude out, and based on the type of sugar which protruded out of the plasma membrane of the RBC, then the human blood group will be determined. So as the sugar polymer which is protruding out of the surface of the plasma membrane of RBCs, and that is the one which determines the antigen present on the surface of the RBC. So as a result of that, what happens? The type of sugar polymer which is protruding out of the plasma membrane, that depends on, or that is coded or controlled by the gene called as gene I. So now you got to know how blood grouping is based on gene I. Means the gene I controls the type of sugar polymer to be synthesized over the surface of plasma membrane of the RBC. So only the sugar or the type of sugar polymer present over the RBC plasma membrane is controlled by gene I. So like this, the gene I is controlling the blood grouping in the human beings. That is only responsible for determining blood grouping in human beings. So this gene has three different alleles. So how many alleles are present for this gene I? So gene I has three alleles. What are those three alleles? That is, okay, those are nothing but IA, IB and small I are IO. So these are the three different alleles for the gene I. So gene I has how many alleles? 3 alleles are there. Which are those 3 alleles? That is IA, IB, and then the small I or IO or I naught. So single gene having more than 2 alleles, that is only called as multiple allelism. So now the question arises that one, when 3 different or 3 alleles are present for a gene, will all these 3 alleles will be present in single individual? Okay, let's see. But okay, so 3 alleles for gene I can be found in human population, or all 3 alleles can be present or can be found in population level. That is multiple allelism can be studied at population level. Remember, this is very important one for the NEET examination. So multiple allelism can be best studied at population level but not the individual organism. Why? As the single human individual will possess or will have any 2 alleles for gene I at a time. Means as the human individual is diploid, so he can have any 2 alleles for the gene I at a time out of 3 different alleles. Though 3 different alleles are present in the human population, but single human being will have only 2 alleles out of these 3 at a time. So as a result of that one, when 3 different alleles are present for a particular gene, what are the possible genotypes in human beings in order to possess the pair of any 2 alleles? Let's see that now. Before that, make a note of these points now. See, even though there are 3 different forms of alleles are present for a particular gene called as I in a human population, but in individual only any 2 alleles will be present at a time, so that multiple allelism can be detected only at a population level. So when 3 different alleles are present for particular gene, then how many genotypes and how many phenotypes can be formed from 3 different alleles for a gene? Means, see, since there are 3 alleles are present for one gene, how many different genotypes and how many different phenotypes are possible? Let's understand that with the genetic basis of blood groups in the human beings. Say for example, allele from the parent 1 and then the allele from the parent 2. So let's write it as, for example, the parent 1 considered as a father, he is having or the allele from the parent 1 to be incorporated into the gamete is IA, which is the allele is IA, and from the parent 2 is also IA. This is one combination possible. Or IA and then small I or I naught, small I or I naught or IO. This is another possibility. Otherwise, IA from one parent and IB from the parent 2. And the other possibility, IB from one parent and IA from another parent vice versa, that one. Or IB from one parent and same IB from another parent, or IB from one parent and small I or I naught from the another parent, or small I or I naught from the one parent or IO from the one parent, same small I or IO from the another parent. If this is what the alleles from the parent 1 and then the parent 2, then let's see what are the possibilities of the genotypes and as well as the phenotype. So what are the possibilities of genotype as well as the phenotypes then? Say for example here, in first combination, both parents are contributing the same allele, that is IA and IA. So genotype of the offspring will be IA and IA as a allelic pair for the gene I, which code for the blood group. And here the genotype of the second possible combination here is IA from one parent and then the small I or I naught from the another parent or IO from the other parent. The one more possibility is IA from one parent and IB from the another parent. Next is similarly IA and then the IB. Let's write it as same IB and then the IA. Next is IB and IB. So IB and IB alleles. Next, IB allele with IO or small I. Next is IO and IO or small I. So these are the genotypes of the offspring. So how many different type of alleles are present? IA, IB and small I are the IO. These are the three different type of alleles are present. From these three different type of alleles, what are the possible genotypes formed here? IA and IA, one possibility. IA and IO, second possibility. IA and IB, third possibility. As it is repeated, let's not count it again. So 1, 2, 3 possibilities. Next, IB with IB, fourth possibility. IB with I naught, fifth possibility. I naught and I naught are small I, sixth possibility. So how many different genotypes are formed here? We got the answer, that is 6 different genotypes are possible from 3 alleles for a gene. Then what about the types of phenotypes found in multiple allelism when 3 different alleles are coding for a particular character? Let's see that now. So when this genotype is present in the offspring, what will be the type of antigen on the RBC? IA and IA. So as the same alleles are present here or the identical alleles are present, so antigen formed on the RBC will be A. And IA and I naught here, the antigen formed on the RBC will be again A only. IA and IB here, together they get expressed, so the antigen on the RBC will be AB. Both will get expressed. And IB and IA here also the same AB. IB and IB, so only B antigen will be formed on the surface of RBC. Next IB and IO, here also the B only. And IO or small I means here neither, means no antigen will be present over the RBC. If such conditions are present, then what happens? What will be the blood group of that human individual when such antigens are present in RBC means? So as the antigen A is present over the RBC, blood group is A. So here also blood group is A. Here both antigens are present, so only. So here instead of AB we can write both A and B. So instead of AB here A and B antigens both are present. So here the blood group will be AB. Here also the blood group will be AB, as both antigens are present on the surface of RBC. And in these two cases only B antigen is present. So blood group will be B only. But the condition where no antigens are present or no type of antigen present over the RBC, then the blood group will be O. That blood group will be O. So how many different phenotypes are found here? A blood group is one phenotype, AB blood group is second phenotype, B blood group is third phenotype, and O blood group is fourth phenotype. So how many different blood groups are found here? 4 different blood groups are formed. That is only called as 4 different phenotypes. So from 3 different alleles for the gene, 6 different genotypes and 4 different phenotypes are possible. Okay. So why in the presence of IO or the small I, only IA get expressed but not the IO? The reason is the IO or small I is the recessive allele and IA and IB are the dominant alleles. Let's understand that with another phenomena, that is codominance. Is it clear, guys? So among 3 alleles for the gene I, so IA and IB are the dominant one, but the small I or the IO is the recessive allele. So this is how from 3 alleles for a gene, 6 different genotypes and then the 4 different phenotypes are possible. Make a note of this. Later we will discuss regarding codominance. The next example of exceptions to the Mendelian principles is codominance. See, what do you mean codominance? See, when 2 alleles are present for a particular character, the one will get expressed in F1 generation and other fail to get expressed in the F1 generation. So one expresses in F1 generation is called as dominant and the one failed to express in the F1 generation is called as recessive, right? But there are certain examples are there where both the alleles get expressed together or independently without showing any dominance or the recessive relationship. Such a phenomena is called as codominance and such alleles are called as codominant alleles. That is, when in F1 hybrid, that is heterozygous individuals, both alleles express themselves equally and there is no mixing of the effect of the both alleles. So intermediate phenotype will not be produced but both phenotype will get produced. Therefore hybrid progeny resembles both of the parents and such condition is called as codominance. And the alleles which do not show any dominant and recessive relationship but express together or independently, when present together both will get expressed independently, such alleles are called as codominant alleles. When 2 different alleles are present for a particular gene or they are coding for a contrasting trait of a particular character, means both alleles get independently expressed without showing a dominance or the recessive relationship, means both are able to express independently when present in together or when present together. Such alleles are called as codominant alleles and such phenomena or condition is called as codominance. Means both alleles are dominant and express independently or independent of each other when present in pair or together. So let's understand the examples and how we denote these codominant alleles by using symbols means. The symbols used for the determining the codominant alleles is slightly a different method. What is that means? In one method, this method is to show by their own capital alphabets. One of the method is to show by using their own alphabets, capital alphabets. That is, say for example, capital R is in order to denote, that is red hairs in cattle. Red hairs in cattle. So another trait for the same character, that is the hair color, is denoted by W. What do you mean by W here? Means nothing but white hairs in cattle. So here, when both are present together in heterozygous condition, both red hair as well as the white hairs will be produced in that cattle without showing any intermediate or mixing of each other expressions of the phenotype. Both red hairs as well as the white hairs will be produced in the same individual. Means both are able to express themselves without mixing or without showing the dominant or recessive relationship. Means both are dominant in nature, and as they both get expressed together in the same individual, so they are called as codominant alleles, and that condition is called as codominance. This is one method for denoting the codominant alleles or the codominant genes. And the second method is that in which the capital base symbols are employed for both the alleles. Means both alleles will be initially determined or denoted by using capital base, and over that capital base with the superscripts, with the different superscripts. So let's see how to write the capital base with the superscript in order to denote the codominant alleles. Say for example, gene I is having 3 different alleles. That is example, say for example, the base are the same capital, that is I. And in order to denote different alleles of the same gene, we are using the alphabets, other alphabets, that is A, B and O, in order to determine the different alleles of the same gene. So here the A and B are codominant. Here the A and B are codominant. When present together, when only A is present along with O, A get expressed. When B is present along with O, B get expressed. When A is present along with another A, the A group will be produced. When B is present with another allele of the same type, that is IB, only B group will be present in the blood. But when both are present together, both get expressed and the blood group will be AB. Means these two are dominant and expressed together independent of each other, so they are codominant alleles. So ABO blood grouping in human beings is an excellent example for the codominance. So here, what is the example for understanding the codominance is nothing but here ABO blood group, ABO blood grouping, ABO blood grouping in humans, So again you can see, or you can get the same example of genetic basis of the blood grouping in the human beings, right? Okay. Make a note of these points now. Let's discuss some more points regarding this blood grouping. See, let's take the example of ABO system for the blood groups as an example for the codominance now. See, for ABO system of blood groups, so how many alleles are present as we got in the previous example? There are 3 alleles are there for the gene I, which code for the antigen present over the RBC. So those alleles are allele IA, allele IB and allele small I are the IO. Let's see the function of these these alleles. The allele A that codes for this one codes for the synthesis of the enzyme called as N-acetyl galactosamyl transferase. Allele A codes for the synthesis of enzyme that is N-galactosamyl transferase. This enzyme that catalyzes the addition of N-acetyl galactosamine to the sugar part of the H antigen. H antigen is present over the RBC. For the sugar part of that H antigen, N-acetyl galactosamine will be added by the presence of enzyme called as N-acetyl galactosamyl transferase. When the N-acetyl galactosamine is added to the sugar part of the H antigen, then that antigen will become antigen A. Then it produces the antigen A over the surface of the RBC or over the plasma membrane of the RBC. That is what the function of allele A. The another allele, that is allele IB, so that codes for the synthesis of, then this codes for synthesis of enzyme that is galactosamyl transferase. It codes for the synthesis of enzyme called as galactosamyl transferase, and it catalyzes the addition of galactosamine to the sugar part of the H antigen. The sugar part of same antigen, that is H antigen present over the RBC. To the sugar part of the H antigen, if galactosamine is added, then that antigen will become antigen B. So, the formation of antigen A or the antigen B depends on what is being added to the sugar part of it. If galactosamine is added, then that antigen will become antigen B. If N-acetyl galactosamine is added, then that antigen H antigen will become antigen A. That is what the function of allele A and then the allele B. But so here, that is allele IA and allele IB produces slightly different form of the sugar. That is, one produces N-acetyl galactosamine, another produces only the galactosamine. So they are producing slightly different form of the sugar. But the third allele, that is small I or the IO, doesn't produce any sugar, so that it is not going to produce any antigen also. Doesn't produce any sugar or the antigen. Antigen annu produce madalla, sugar annu produce madalla. So here, alleles IA and IB are completely dominant over the small I or the I naught. So IA and IB are dominant alleles and the small I or the I naught is the recessive allele. As a result of that one, so when IA and small I are present, when IA and then the small I are present as a combination of alleles, only the IA get expressed. So the antigen produced will be, A. So the blood group will be A only. Similarly, when IB and small I are present, it produces B antigen or antigen B. Antigen B is produced. That code for the B group of blood. B group of blood. But when IA and as well as IB present together, what happens? Both alleles get expressed independent. Both get expressed independently. As both are showing dominance. So as a result, both A and B antigens are produced. Both A and B antigens are produced. As a result of that one, the blood group will be AB. So blood group will be AB. In first case, when only the IA get expressed and antigen produced is A, means the blood group will be A. Blood group is A. In second case, when IB is present along with the small I, only antigen B is produced. Why? Because only dominant allele is going to express but not the recessive one. So blood group will be B. But when both dominant alleles are present, both are getting expressed independent of each other without showing any dominance of the recessive relationship, so that the two type of antigens will be produced over the RBCs. So blood group will be the AB. So this is how the human blood group is determined based on the three alleles and their expression, three alleles of the gene I and their expression, in order to produce a particular type of the antigen over the surface of the RBCs. Is it clear, guys? So this is what the discussion regarding the codominance. So in this example, you can see that both dominant alleles IA and then the IB, okay, together they get expressed in a dominant manner, means both are dominant, both produces their dominant phenotypes. So both phenotype get expressed in same individual, so that here the offspring is showing both the phenotype of their both parents. If one parent is having B blood group, another one is having A blood group, means here the offspring is having both A and B in his blood, so blood group will be AB. So this is how the codominance can also be seen, some of the examples of the genetics. Okay, so this is enough for today's class. In next class we are going to discuss regarding two gene inheritance. Hope you have understood today's class. Make a note of these points also. And these examples are the functions of the allele A, IA and allele B are very important for the aspect of NEET examination. So make a note of these points now.